please do not use fake bank statements. Welcome to my channel. My name is Mary. Today I'm going to help you understand how to arrange your proof of funds for Canadian study permit. So let's say you've done the first step, you've applied for your admission and you've sent in your documents, your transcripts and everything to your university, and now it's time for you to prepare the documents that you need to apply for your study permit. One of it, and one of the most important ones, is your financial statement or your financial standing or proof of financial standing. So that is what this video is going to be about. If you're new, welcome. So many things to see. Walk around the channel and watch everything that you can watch. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always coming back. So I'll just go straight to the point. So before today, the 7th, today's the 7th of December, the IRCC, which is the Canadian body for the Canadian the Canadian website, stipulated that someone who's coming to study in Canada should have at least 10,000 Canadian dollars, including another money which is supposed to be your tuition. So whatever your tuition is, if your tuition is 10k, they expect that you should have 20k as proof of financial standing in your statement when you're applying for your study permit. But as of today, there was a new announcement, so they've increased that from 10k to 20,000, about 20,600 Canadian dollars. That's what's supposed to be your upkeep fund for a year, then plus your tuition. Are you confused? I'll take it again. Before today, if you were going to come study in Canada, you needed to have 10,000 Canadian dollars plus your tuition in your account, and that account is supposed to run for the statement that you're supposed to upload is supposed to be 4 months due. So they want to see in an inflow and outflow of funds, but your closing balance should be the sum of your tuition plus 10,000 Canadian dollars. But as of today, that rule has changed. For people who are going to be applying from the 1st of January 2024, you're expected to have 20,600 or thereabouts Canadian dollars plus your tuition in your account. Now, for you to have a smooth process and be sure that, like, one of the things you need to do for you to be sure that you're going to get your study permit approved or your visa approved is that you have to, as an adult, you have to have this money in your own personal account. It's somehow, if you're say a 29-year-old and you're coming to study and your proof of financial standing is someone else's bank statement, it doesn't tell well of your own standing. I don't know if that makes sense. So there are people who use, like, they'll say their uncle or their brother or their distant relative or random sponsor as their sponsor. Like, they use their own bank statements to prove their own financial standing, and then they write this letter where they say that, oh, this person has promised that they are going to sponsor me. The IRC does not, in most cases, acknowledge that kind of proof. So you have to have this money in your own account. Another thing that people do is you have to have there's various ways you can show this. It can be by your bank statement, like your traditional, if you're coming from Nigeria, traditional Nigerian bank statement. I came from the UK, so I used my Nigerian dollar account, my Nigerian domiciliary account, and my UK pounds account. If you're coming from Nigeria originally, you can use your traditional Naira account, but in the equivalent of this sum that is recommended to be in your account. Or you can use a domiciliary account, or you can have this money transferred to Canada in a certain account that is in your name before you apply. So those are the ways. People often get confused. I know someone who made this mistake. I mean, it was his dad. Sometimes I've heard of cases where they deny people when they said their father was sponsoring them or their mother was sponsoring them, which is weird, I know, but it has happened. So the best thing is your parents should transfer this fund to your own personal account, and then there's a letter that they write. It's called a deed of gift. So they swear the deed of gift and explain why they are giving you this money. Excuse me, that will also suffice. So but the best option is that this money has to be in your own account. I've seen so many people get denied because they were using someone else's statement and claiming this person was going to sponsor them. You don't want to do that. And then you need to make sure that it's not that you're about to print your statement and your opening balance at 4 months ago, your opening balance was like 2k, and then 4 months later when you want to print the statement, your opening balance is say 35 million. Doesn't make any sense. It just shows that a huge deposit was made, and that needs to be explained. So what you want to do is you want to put in and move these funds. You need to make the account busy. It doesn't have to just be a deposit. If it is just a deposit, you have to explain why it is just one huge deposit. So it needs to be, for you to avoid any explanations or any extra talk, you need to move this money in and out. Preferably transactions, business transactions should come in and go out. That shows that, oh, there's something that you're doing that makes you have this money. It doesn't mean that for the whole 4 months 35 million should just be waiting in your accounts. That's not what it means. It means they just want to see that there's inflow and outflow of cash from that account. That's what you want to do. What else do I have to advise? Another thing that makes them to deny people's study permit is ties to home. It's difficult to prove because sometimes people still have like their parents, their families back at home, but you cannot prove that this is why you want to go back. The officer or the Canadian government do not want to hear that you are coming to Canada to remain. They want to hear that, oh, you're coming to study, you're coming to gain knowledge, and you're going back to your community to impact this knowledge. So one of the things that you want to do to prove that you have ties back home is if you have any landed property or a thriving business, you want to put this as a proof. Attach it to your financial statement. That's something that I did. Attach it to your financial statement, and it helps them understand that, oh, okay, this person is not running away from home. This person has legitimate businesses that they're doing at home, and they're going to go back to it. So bottom line, if you're going to prove your financial study, make sure that this money is in your own account. Make sure that the money is moving in and out. It's not just stagnant. And do not use distant relatives that you cannot prove. Say somebody has not been present in your life and all of a sudden the person wants to invest 35 million into your life. It doesn't make any sense. It just shows that, oh, you just borrowed this money to put and you're going to take it out once you get what you're looking for. You don't want to do that. Another thing that I'll advise is, please do not use fake bank statements. I know I've heard of a couple of people that have been banned for 5-10 years because they used bank statements. You don't know if you're one of the people whose account is actually going to be checked. I mean, why not? You cannot say that they're checking the account statement or the actual, they're calling the banks of everyone who has applied, but there are people that they have actually checked, and you don't want to find yourself in that situation. Imagine getting banned for 5 years or 10 years. It's going to be catastrophic. You don't want to do that. So make sure that your account is genuine. I know somebody who also used a what you call it, the microfinance bank account statement. What the officer did was that they said, based on the Central Bank of Nigeria's definition of a microfinance bank, it is banks that were established to serve the under I can't quote it now, but basically it's for poor people. So they denied him based on that you cannot be using an account. So that means it is credit fund, like it is you borrowed the money to put in your account. That's basically what they were saying. So it is not your money and you cannot use it to fund education abroad. That's why they denied him. So you don't want to use any of these banks that are not actual banks. I don't know if you know what I mean. You cannot use OPay for your bank statements, for instance. You cannot use the microfinance bank for a bank statement, for instance. You want to use a proper bank that shows that, oh, it's an investment or it is savings or legitimately your own money. You want to do that. I feel like there's something that I've forgotten. I didn't get to write anything and I was just speaking off head. I don't know what it is. But I was compelled to do this video today. I've been procrastinating and I decided that, oh, I just need to do it and say what is in my head. So this is what is in my head. If you do have questions, you can ask in the comment section. Subscribe, like, share, comment, binge my other contents, and let me know what you want to see if you're interested in more of this stuff. See you soon.